timetables, and whether or not we will be able to see both timetables or even be able to play both games. Liam did speak to this, and I will probably quote him at this point. Liam basically said the old game is going to be dead. As that's the end of it. There will be no more Great Western Express. This game that I'm driving here will probably be the last time you ever get to see this one. Hello everybody, welcome back to Train Sim World, where we've got literally, that's all that's left for Great Western Express for Chapter 4. We're actually on 2P47 Reading to London Paddington at 10,300 points. A lot of wetness, a lot of snow. Definitely very different than this one, which had no wetness and no snow, so I didn't realize how different they were until I actually highlighted over it. I thought they were practically the same. So we're going to be driving this 54-minute mission. As you can see by the thing up here at the top, Train Sim World 5 is on its way out. And so with that said, whether we will be loading up at the Train Sim World 5 for the rest of these, we shall find out very soon. In the meantime, let's get right into this. All right, folks, so let us get our train loaded right up. First thing we want to do, of course, is always turn on the TPWIS from isolated to normal, turn on the DSD from isolated to normal. All the rest of these on the top row are already set to normal. The only other one we got to do, the AWS fuse right behind us. After that, it always pays to turn on the cap light so you can at least see a little bit. Remember, the train lighting again is for our wonderful passengers who are ready to go. And actually, there's twins who are very mad at each other, it seems, today. So we will be driving out. Where are we actually? We're currently sitting at Reading, and we're headed to Twyford, Maidenhead, Taplow, Burnham, Slough, West Drayton, Hayes Harlington, Ealing Broadway, London Paddington. Practically almost every station that we did the last time. What we got to do here is turn on the master key, put the reverser on the forward, press Q to get rid of that annoying noise. Turn this thing on to heat because it is going to be freezing out here in the snow, and more importantly, the wiper button is right here. We're going to turn that on. Might as well turn it on to max for now. The reading light, something I've not turned on in a little while, that does nothing in this train. I'm turning that on for us. That almost made me look like my train was moving, but it is not. Contact the singler, proceed as singled, indicate everything is ready to go except for my headlamps. So because it's 12 noon, we can at least ride in day headlight mode, and with that, we should be able to knock the throttle back off. The nice thing about networker turbos is the brake pipe pressure comes down real easy, and it's easy enough to get yourself started and zooming on forward. Let's go ahead and head out to the outside cam for a second and just kind of check out the wonderful glitchiness of the shadow staircase right there. That's so much fun. But no, actually, we're heading out of Reading Station, and we are on our way to Twyford. This game here was built using the 2015 timetable. It was released in, 2017, give or take. It was one of the very first DLCs after Sandpatch Grade, the Great Western Express. Therefore, the Great Western Express has been around for quite some time, folks. For everybody who wants to know, Liam from Dovetail Games, he has spent an inordinate amount of time trying to rebuild the Great Western Express. He has actually kept this under wraps for about a year, and if you're on the Discord, the Train Sim World Discord, you'll probably know about this because you would have seen the messages at some point. But if you don't, go on the Train Sim World Discord and you're just like, playing Train Sim World just because you happen to run into this video, or you play Train Sim World without even connecting to any social media of any kind, you will probably never guess that Liam is the one who developed this particular game, Great Western Express, but the remastered version. That's what we're going to be getting into today. One of the big things, of course, is, as I said earlier, this is the oldest route, at least the oldest downloadable content route of Train Sim World, and the fact that it has held up extremely well. I mean, look at the view, look at how gorgeous all of this looks, look at how great the trains look and everything. The one thing that people do complain is it looks a little washed out, and honestly, when in real life, if you have, decent set of eyes, you will probably see the world kind of washed out like this. If you got better eyes, you probably see a little bit more color. But with great skies and whatnot, everything's going to be a little bit on the washed out side. But nowadays, Train Sim World is going to have a remastered version of this, and it's going to come with a lot of really nifty features. Let's go back inside and talk about them so we can get out of the snow. So we have to make sure we stop at Twyford. So 2 miles in, we're going to try to slow down. We're going to see what we can do. What's new for the Great Western Express? So if anybody reads the roadmap, you'll know where this is coming from. This is literally right off the roadmap. That's what I've got here in front of me here. So they're going to be using ToD4 lighting. This is something that they included in pretty much every route in Train Sim World 4. Everything before Train Sim World 4 did not get applicable lighting, and they were just stuck with the lighting that you see out in here in front of me. However, I will say one thing. The rain feature that you see on the windows right now This is the new rain feature that they accidentally released, and I happened to be driving a rainy mission from the previous day, and I ran across the fact that they had updated this, and I was like, oh my god, the Great Western Express got some new release, and they were just completely flabbergasted. They did an amazing job. DTG did a really amazing job covering this up when I said, hey guys, what do you mean there's rain? Are you guys going to be remastering the Great Western Express? Everybody just clammed up after that and said nothing. It was great. And so the window that you see here compared to the window you see in earlier episodes, that's the inherent difference between rain. There is going to be a new timetable for the Great Western Express. Again, this one happened to use the 2015 timetable. The next one's going to be using the 2017 timetable, which means huge changes for anybody who lives in the UK. Lots of the construction have happened. Lots of redesigns have happened. And by the way, the Great Western Express didn't use 2016 or 2017 at the time because they typically use Google Earth to help them plan out the routes and stuff. And Google Earth is usually like 1, 2, 3 years behind schedule in terms of picturing the maps of satellites and stuff. And so this is actually why they ended up with 2015 versus 2017 at the time of release. Conductor mode, aka guard mode, is going to be something that's going to be added on the HSTs, the MK3, and the Class 166. And so the cool advantage here is the ability to leave my seat literally like this, run a dangerous mission, go over here, take tickets and collect baggages, kick people off the train, open the doors, and do all this really cool fun stuff from the train while you're driving it like this. And you can actually have someone else drive the train while you have some fun. So when and if I do get to play the remaster in some far future time frame, I will want to do that at least, because that will be something that's very different than what I'm doing now, and it'll be fun to do a few missions on the Great Western Express through guard mode, through some of the other features and whatnot. With that said, it is time to stop here at Twyford. Very important, it's probably good to honk the horn a little early just so people out there know you're on your way in. And we're about coming in at 40 miles an hour. That's probably a little too fast for my liking. I'm going to try to get myself slowed down a little bit more. I do have 3 brake options. Emergency brake, which really isn't an emergency brake. I've got my usual slowdown mode, which is just coasting my way down to the very bottom. And I'm kind of hoping that this will work if I just kind of slow down a little bit. I think I'm going to do better today because I've had so much practice in the last one. That's really why I think I'm going to do better today. We'll see how this goes. I'm guaranteed probably missing one station, maybe. We don't know. We'll see what happens. We're going to see a lot of really cool redesigns. I am totally looking forward to this. You know, having seen how great the station looks here at Twyford and just kind of realizing that there's going to be so much more changes based on, you know, differences in time periods, but also differences in just the overall look. This station stop is just about perfect. Oh, okay, we missed it by touch, but this is actually not bad. Let's go ahead and unlock the doors and load the passengers in. I believe there may be new PIS signs. I'm going to have to come back to you guys about that one in a few minutes. There's going to be updated landscape scenery, signages, OHLE singles, tracks, and all of it is going to be coming in with the Train Sim World 5 shadows. So the way the tracks look right now, and by the way, this is on max graphics, keep that in mind. The way the shadows look right now, it's going to look even more fantastic when you see the rails with the red shadows on them, where the shadows are actually going to progress, and you'll see the shadows going from where it is right now all the way down to the very bottom. Now, I really hope my train can run it, because it's going to suck if my train cannot run this game. But my computer's starting to get aged, you know, and at some point I'm going to have to pay a lot of money to get a new computer. I saw that wheel slip for just a second, but I think I'm okay. Next stop at Maidenhead, 6.7 miles down the track, folks. Yeah, with that said, there is going to be updated lighting and weather effects. We already have some of the weather effects, at least on the windows, but we're going to actually see weather effects on the outside of the train. So when I'm on the outside like this, we're going to actually see the major difference in the weather effect itself and how much of an impact we're going to have with that. There's 2 Class 66s for the Great Western Express. At the time this was released, there was the red one that we all know and love that we've been driving for pretty much all of the journey mission, but then there's also the EWS Class 66. Both of the Class 66s are going to be getting updated to the latest specs, which include real working taillight for one. So taillights are going to be working compared to the original game. And it's going to include suspension and audio. So for the folks that, you know, have been wishing, where's my suspension update? Why is it never going to show up? They're finally releasing it for once, but it's going to be releasing for the remastered version of this game. So it does behoove people to pick up this game now while you got a chance. And I'll explain why in a little bit here. So stay tuned for that bit. But if you get the game now, you will be able to get suspension in your Class 66s. They did not say yet if there's going to be suspension in the Class 166 or the HST. Hopefully we will find out both of those will be getting some suspension updates. because it would be really cool to kind of be on the outside cam like this and watching a train just going up and down and whatnot. However, it only applies to trains that are player-driven. Okay, player-driven trains will be the ones that get suspension, not the AI train. This is actually a gorgeous shot right here. Landmarks are going to get rebuilt. You're going to see a new Southall depot. I will be sharing pictures with this in a little bit as I go along here. I've got some exclusive pictures, I guess you could say. They're not entirely exclusive. No, I did not cause any of the leaks in case anybody from DTD is watching. Liam personally shared these pictures with the Discord, so I'm just pulling it off of what Liam has personally shared, okay? So don't get me wrong, Liam's the one to blame here. No, we're all protecting Liam. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so we're going to be seeing new landmarks, including Southall Depot, Odo Common, and Ealing Broadway. All three of these have been rebuilt for one reason or another. If you remember one of the previous episodes, I was talking about how Odo Common was one of those newly built stations that had seen some redesign thanks to the Crossrail project. And so this is going to be true going into the 2017 version. Oh, I am totally mistaken. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. They are adding suspension physics to every single GWE stock. So with the Class 1266 and the HST is all getting suspension along with the Class 66. There's two Class 66s again. I'm just going to say this for reference. So both of those plus the HST plus this and plus any of the Diesel Legend Class 8, Class MK1 and MK2 train, all of those are all getting suspension update. So that means it's going to be a fantastic train to drive. We're going to drop our throttle here because we're coming up on 2 miles, and 2 miles means we're going to have to slow this train down immediately, right? Let's get back in the cab and continue our journey. With us about a mile and then something out of Maidenhead, we're just going to slow our train down. I don't want to be late. I don't want to miss stations. I've got the catch-22 problem of how can I not be late, but how can I not miss station? As you can see from the timer up top, I'm going to be late. One of the things I did ask Liam, I'm like, Liam, are they going to revamp the timetable in a way where this won't happen? Now, I did not know this. The Great Western Express actually had a bunch of lawsuits in 2015 over the fact that they had a lot of late trains. So the fact that I have been late so much in this game actually had nothing to do with the fact that the train was poorly designed and poorly built with the timetable. It was the fact that the real Great Western Express had crappy timetables. And their crappy timetables actually caused a lawsuit to the point where they got sued to fix their timetables over the fact of how many late trains they've had over a period of time. And with that said, now it all makes sense why I can never be early in a Networker Turbo, because these timetables are completely unrealistic to what I can drive here on a Networker Turbo itself. Now, some of us are wondering if hopefully we can play both versions of this game, because it will be so much better to play the GWE Remastered actually as a remaster as well as the standard edition. Now, more than likely, they probably will say no to this, but it would be a really cool feature to have that, to be able to play both versions of game and have an option to be able to switch between the two timetables. I personally would enjoy that, because then as you go forward in Train Sim World versions, you can actually continue to use the previous version without ever having to own one of the previous versions. And knowing that, and with that said, the remaster is only coming to Train Sim World 5, so you have to own Train Sim World 5 to get the remaster, otherwise you're not getting the remaster at all. So that will be one way you can play the old timetable version, but there's no sense in constantly reinstalling a previous game just to play a previous game version if you could just play it all in Train Sim World 5 and make everything simple and easy to use. With that said, we are stopping, like, we're going to pass the stop. I can already see that. Okay. Okay, no, we're not. Actually, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I think we're going to make it. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not stopping early enough. I'm just kind of zooming through. That lady has short sleeve. What's going on here with that? I don't know why I hope they revamp the passenger system, because the passengers need more passengering, I guess you could say. Let's stop here and unlock our left doors and let people get on at Maidenhead. Up next after Maidenhead will be Taplow. Alright folks, Taplow is in 1.8 miles, so we're not going to really need to go too fast per se, but we could go fast if we needed to. But realistically, we're not speedrunning this. We're just going to go straight over to Taplow, stop there, pick up some people, and continue on our way after Taplow, which happened to be Burnham. All the station stops start to get a little closer together as we get to Paddington. Our biggest issue really is we can miss whatever stop we want, as long as we don't miss Paddington, because that will crash our train. Our goal is not to crash our train today anyways. The advantage of having the remaster is every remaster has so far come with an additional benefit. So the Great Western Express, Liam himself has decided to expand the experience with additional layers and liveries. one of the things they're going to do is they're going to do an unbranded line. Now, traditionally, the unbranded line has been received quite poorly, so the Island line happened to be one of those unbranded lines. They couldn't get the licensing for the branding of the company, and so Great Western Express is going to have one unbranded line, the blue line. I'm not going to name names with that other than just calling it the blue line for now. The HST and the Class 166 will be both available in that unbranded blue livery. With that said, there's going to be formations to mimic the Class 165, but not actually model the 165. And so this is where people typically go, well, shoot, I wish they did this, I wish they did that, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, sometimes GTG can't get the licensing they need, and we just have to respect the fact that the companies that they're trying to work with just don't want to work with us right now. So that's okay. We have our train that we can drive. We can try again another year if we have to. The 387 is going to be on the line as an electric version, and it's going to be on the line as an unbranded green livery and an airport and Gatwick Express livery, as well as with the numbering that's associated typically with those engines, and making use of the OHLE between Paddington and Hayes Harlington. So you guys will be able to see that in the new remaster. It's going to be really exciting to have that on board. By the way, in case you're wondering when does the remaster come out, nobody knows at this point because there's no official release date. It really is up to Liam, because Liam is the one putting together the project, and Liam is the one who has been really working hard on his spare time, more than likely, designing the remaster and kind of creating his favorite route and just giving it all his best. And when it does come out, it's going to have a lot of passion and love in it because of Liam doing this. With that said, we're going to be stopping in Taplow, and way too soon compared to where I am right now in my speed. Let's slow me down just a touch. We're going to honk the horn a touch. I'd like to use the horn just to let passengers know out there. I mean, I don't really have to do that, but I use it just to let people know, hey, I'm coming through. I might miss my stop. I might accidentally run you over, whatever it is. I don't want to be that person to do that to you, so I'm just going to be a little cautious and make sure you're out of the way. You know, if you're really standing on the yellow line, I'm going to beep at you probably for a long time. But until then, we're just going to kind of coast in. I'm coasting a little too early here, but this is okay. All my stops today are going wonderful in the snow. Why is it I can do so well in the snow, but I can't do so well on dry land? I cannot answer that myself, but this is a perfect stop again. So let us make this stop happen. No, it is not. We're going to emergency stop this to make sure we don't go past that. The cool bit, again, you remember how I said companies, you have to kind of ask them for permission and stuff for licensing and whatnot. So the two companies that the blue and green livery color engines and whatnot, the two companies associated with that, they're not willing to work with DTD yet. However, they did talk to Rivet Games. Rivet Games, the one, as we all know, Revival Rivet, I guess you could say. Not a lot of people like driving Rivet Games trains because they do a great job of modeling engine, but they got other areas to work on. We'll save that for another game. But with that said, Rivet Games is bringing in the Class 484, and that's going to be masquerading as the D78 stock in an inspired unbranded livery. And again, another train on board. What it's going to do here is going to create variety. And I personally love variety. I don't care if it's unbranded. I don't care if it's got like a First National logo, whatever it is, right? I don't care. I don't care, actually, even if it's from another company and whatnot. You know, I just want why is my door not locking? Lock the doors, please. Please tell me you're locking the doors. Let's just push it. Okay, it did. I was going to do this anyways. But yeah, so let's go ahead and head out to Burnham. So I don't care if it's even a Stanpass Great engine that's out here. I'm totally fine with that. I just want some variety. Right, and that's my big cup of tea. And right now I'm driving this originally before downloading all the other DLC, and so that means I don't have the variety that's associated with it, so I get to experience the game in many ways the way it was originally played, I guess you could say. But as I buy new routes, as I buy new game features and whatnot, the routes will eventually liven up over time as I play this. Keep in mind, to add in the extra liveries that I was mentioning previously, you need to own Brighton Main Line and the Island Line to be able to see the 387 and the 484 liveries. They will be updated into a layer within Great Western Express, and so these extra liveries will just be tacked on, I guess, to the remaster itself. The advantage of that is you can actually uninstall the Island Line and Brighton Line and uninstall those layers, which creates some extra flexibility if you wanted to do such a thing. If you are watching this before Train Sim World 5 releases, Train Sim World 5 releases, I believe, September 17th. I might be off by a day or two, but at the very beginning, they're going to have a free starter pack. That free starter pack means if you own a previous version of Train Sim World, you can upgrade automatically to Train Sim World 5 for free completely. You don't get any routes. Keep that in mind. You won't get any routes. You only get the training center. You'll get all of your routes, like the Great Western Express we're driving today, will be pulled right into the new Train Sim World 5 format, and with that said, that means the Great Western Express Remaster will be completely free for everybody who downloads and plays it today. So if you are one of the folks that have been on the fence about playing Great Western Express, please don't wait for me to tell you to go play Great Western Express. Just get the game already, get it on sale, get it full price, whatever you want to do. So that way when Train Sim World 5 drops and after the starter pack goes out, you can actually have the unbranded, you can have all this stuff in your game with the exception of the unbranded liveries I was about to say. Unless you have the Brighton line and the Island line, you won't be getting those things, but you will be getting everything else in the remaster that's possible. With that said, Burnham here we're ultra late. We're late by like 5 minutes. Why is this happening to me? I don't know. But we're going to make a complete stop here coming up at Burnham in 400 yards. With that said, the starter pack, keep in mind, it's free only for 30 days. So if you are up for that starter pack, buy it now while you got a chance. 30 days after the game's release, you will not be able to get the starter pack for free and you will have to pay out of pocket. However, if you're like me, you're probably going to get the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition pretty much gives you a lot of the good stuff and logos. If you are brand new to Train Sim World and you just want a lot of things to do, you might as well get the special edition. There's a lot of things in there. In that particular one, there is 4 of the 5 lines that I don't actually own, and I'm kind of leaning on it right now. We'll kind of see if I want to pay for that. It's about $100 for me, versus paying for the deluxe edition, which is more like 60-70 bucks. So, you know, there's a different price. Unlocking the right doors. Remember this station here at Burnham, it's on the right. Guys, I forgot to turn on the gate dimmer. I always like turning that on just because I like to be able to see what's going on here in my train. But oh well, we're going to go ahead and lock the doors. No, we're going to lock the right doors. I hope I didn't just accidentally unlock the left doors. That'd be dumb if I did. Okay, it looks like I'm okay. So let's go ahead and get this train moving. We are headed now to, where are we going? We're going to Slough next, our favorite station in the middle of the line. That hopefully we'll see rebuild with the new station there too, because we were just talking about that in the previous episode about how over time Slough has been seeing a redesign of its station. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope that we get to see a redesign there too. In the meantime, what I'm going to be doing for you guys, I'm going to be putting on screen different images and whatnot. The first one up is coming from Ealing Broadway. So we are stopping at Ealing Broadway today. I'm kind of sad we're not stopping at Southall, but that's okay. Ealing Broadway, this is going to be the before and the after picture of Ealing Broadway, just so you can kind of get an idea of what's changing with the station. And you can see there's a lot of really good changes coming up. Out there in Southall, it's the same sort of issue. There's the original Southall where you couldn't actually interact, so to speak, with the little train parking location. But the new Southall, I am totally floored by how it looks. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And when I drive by Southall today, I'm like, dang, I wish I can go in there. But it's really cool now to see that like the train can actually go inside and park, so to speak. And that's going to be the fun bit of Southall. In case you want to know what the Brighton line and the Island line locomotive look like, honestly, don't get me wrong, they literally look like this. But I'm going to put a picture up on screen for you guys just so you can kind of see the comparison there. One, you'll see the HST in blue. The other one, you're going to see the Class 160, actually not even the Class 166. I was about to say the Class 166. I think it's the Class 387. But you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not from there, so I don't know these trains all by the bottom of my heart or anything like that, you know. So you can see the green branded livery compared to the green branded of my train, and you can actually see the difference even in the coloring of the environment overall compared to the coloring of the environment here. Now, my favorite one, I think, is looking at the picture of Odo Common, which we're not stopping at today either. But Odo Common looks absolutely gorgeous compared to what I see in this game, and it's already gorgeous in this game. There's already a lot of cool stuff that's happening in game, but just to see the amount of differences when you include not just Train Sim World's original graphics back then, but you're including Train Sim World 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. All those incremental changes are now being combined together to create this wonderful picture that you see at Odo Common. And with that said, take a look at this station. This station also shows like the volumetric lighting and how the lighting is so dramatically different in comparison to the lighting that we see in game. This is again where I'm not sure if my computer can run it. I'm hoping I can still run it on Mac graphics. That would be like the ultimate thing, because I do have a pretty decent computer, but I don't always have like the best computer in the world to work with this type of stuff. So we'll have to play that by ear. If I've got to buy a new computer, I got to buy a new computer. That's just going to be the bottom line. I can't afford it yet. But maybe with new job, maybe I get some more money with Sen. I can pay for a new computer and get that ordered, and you guys can see a wonderful new computer experience. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm going a little too slow now to hop into my station, but you know what? I think I'm going to coast the rest of the way over. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this train slowed down a touch more. And pulling into Slough Station, folks, we got another HST, what the heck, another Networker Turbo hanging out there on the side. It is on its way out. Oh, that is epic. That's awesome. Good timing there. And I couldn't even get the timing of me turning in time, but that's fine. What I'm really interested in is how much the passenger dynamics are going to be changing. I'm probably going to have to ask Liam this and kind of see what his thoughts are. That lady just walked right into my door. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so I'm really curious how the passenger dynamics are going to be changed and what the advantages of passenger dynamics are. I mean, if you look at it in this game, don't get me wrong, they're pretty decent. They did extra layering to add more people on the station and stuff. But every time, every train sim world I've seen, you see this sort of blank stare that this guy gives you, blank stare this lady gives you. I'm hoping there's a little bit more passion. If there's not, then we're just going to get this again, but just more fancier graphics when we get it. But hopefully over time we will get a better layering of passengers and maybe a dynamic passenger mode or something will come in for Train Sim World 6. We'll see what happens. Locking our doors. Up next we got West Drayton coming up. So let's go ahead and throttle up and get ourselves to West Drayton. One of the things I want to show you guys on screen here is you're going to see a wonderful picture of essentially all of the stock that could be run on Great Western Express and then some, right? But you have, you know, your Class 66s way over there on the right, all the way over to the stuff on the left. And you also have that wonderful nifty engine in the middle. I really want to use that little shunter engine. I'm kind of looking forward to using that one in one of the future DLCs. I think that's under the Diesel Legend, if I got that right. But yeah, so these are going to be the stocks that you can actually drive on to the Great Western Express on top of your HST, on top of your Class 166. So it's going to be really cool to see the remaster with this cool stock riding on the rails. I'm not driving an HST today, but that's totally okay. I'm not going to worry about it. But I want you at least to see on screen here my instrumentation panel. Just look at the way my instrumentation panel look. It's a little bland, don't get me wrong. It's good. It's got a lot of good stuff in there, but then it's got a lot of, you know, dumb things like this reading light which doesn't go anywhere. I hope the remaster can make use of the reading light and it actually worked and it actually does what it's supposed to do. Cross my fingers, Liam, please make this happen. You have some time before it releases to add it in. But yeah, so but yeah, and although the engine room, include the engine room where I can just walk out the back door and go in the engine. That would be nice, please. But yeah, so I want to show you the instrumentation panel on the HST. On screen, you'll see the instrumentation panel for the HST. You can kind of see the differences. And, you know, it probably looks the same if I just turn the cab light off. You can see how much of a difference the glow is on this. And there's even what I would like to describe volumetric lighting, ToD lighting, and all that cool stuff. So you can really see the difference between this instrumentation panel and that instrumentation panel. One of the things that's being added in is the fact that North Ealing and West Action Station now have real stations that you can see on screen. So West Action, if you remember Action Station, I talked about that a few episodes back where there is 3 different stations there. You have Action Mainline, West Action, and I think South Action. I don't remember anymore, but there are 3 of them. And they're going to at least model in West Action on top of Action Mainline so you'll be able to see the station from the train, which is going to be fantastic. I believe also, somebody's going to have to correct me on this, but Greenford Station is now in, according to Liam, and I'm not actually sure if that's part of the Great Western Express line, but someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm like, wait, I don't have to stop here. That's good. This guy, what the heck is he doing? It's like right about to fall on the train. You know what? I'm going to have like a panic attack when one of these passengers just like randomly steps off the station. Why am I slowing down? No, you didn't. No. Are you kidding me? Did I run you over, sir? I probably ran you over, but more than likely I got screwed by the emergency stop. It looks like that's what it looks like here. There we go. We got ourselves moving. Yay. I don't know exactly what happened there, but I think I didn't quite hit the Q button in time, but that's okay. It didn't look like it usually does when the Q button goes off. Usually there's a red circle around my throttle number. But that's okay. One of the other ones that's going to be in there, Drayton Green Station, is going to be in-game now. You're going to be able to find that, I believe, in Great Western Express. Please correct me if I'm in the wrong place, but that's going to be one of the stations that's going to be available within the game. The other one that's going to be available is Reading West. I did not know there's a Reading West station anywhere near Reading. I thought Reading was the main terminal for everything. This is what I get for not living anywhere near there. But we're going to be able to see Reading West also in the game. One of the cool features for Great Western Express is going to be the inclusion of AI whistle support. Right now in this game, all of the AI trains do not blow the whistle for anything. And Liam had said he's adding essentially invisible whistle stop boards. I'm going to call them whistle stop boards because that's what I call them in Dampad. I know they have a different name. I know what the name is. I just personally like calling them whistle stop. So there'll be like a little board hanging out, I don't know, right here. And then the AI train will essentially go dee doo, something like this and just blowing the horn. And it's kind of cool because you can actually go up on one of the bridges and stand on one of the bridges. And as the train passes over underneath the bridge, the train will actually honk at you. And it's kind of a cool little gesture, actually. Because sometimes you can get train employees to honk. And if you just, do your little train horn thing, they'll do their little train horn thing too. And it's kind of a cool, fun little detail that they're including in game here for Great Western Express. We got to stop way faster than I'm going here. I might accidentally miss West Drayton. I'm already late by almost 10 minutes. But I think we can make this stop. Oh, God, we're going to have to stop. Oh, yes, we're going to make it. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. This is perfect. We're just going to kind of coast down. This is awesome. I was about to say I was going to miss my stop, but it's not going to happen today. So for those of you who care about lines, the LU lines, or every single one of those LU lines, according to Liam, it's all going to be simulated in the Great Western Express. So lucky you, for you folks who like the LU line, you're going to have a chance to either drive them right on them or do guard mode with them. You can have lots of fun in the Great Western Express. It's going to be more exciting, I think, than it is now. And personally, what I don't really care for right now with the Great Western Express, it's the fact that it's like a point A to B kind of mission. The one mission I really, really enjoyed a lot was the towing mission because it was so full of variety to do that. And I'm hoping now with the new livery added in, with the new timetable added in, with other details added in, there's going to be more things to do in the Great Western Express than just going Reading to Paddington over and over again. Hopefully we get to do, different types of station stuff. Hopefully we get to haul different types of cargo, which I'll get to in a few minutes about the cargo. Hopefully we'll be able to, just do just the variety of things. That's what I'm looking forward to. With that said, West Drayton, we are stopping as of right now. We're going a little too fast for my liking, but I think I'm going to get the stop pretty decently. Yes, we've got the stop on point. We are good. 7933 AP. And this stop will add us and bring us up into the 8,000. We've got 2 more thousand to go. And we will get our platinum medal for this mission. Locking our doors, we have 3 more station stops to go. We have Paddington, we have Ealing Broadway, and we have Why Is My Doors Not Locking? Oh, there it goes. I was like, why is my door not locking? Anyways, we have Paddington Station, we have Ealing Broadway, and we have Hayes Harlington. And with that, we will be at our destination. We're already late by 4 minutes for some reason. It magically changed the time for our next stop. So great. We went from 10 minutes to 4 minutes. I can work with that. I will be happy there. But yeah, so anyways, the Green Western 387 is going to be available between Paddington and Hayes Harlington. So actually, we're going to Hayes Harlington right now. So you're going to be able to see that green Western train. You're going to be seeing the 387 sitting on the side there. The Silver Airport 387 is going to be between the HX depot and Paddington. In other words, the Heathrow to Paddington is considered AI mode. The 387, the XGX 387, that is not officially on the route, but it is spawnable in free roam mode. So free roam mode, of course, is going to be in this game, and you can actually spawn just about any trains you want, but you're going to be able to spawn particularly the 387. Now, I did say oh my God, why are you beeping at me? I see that there is a yellow light somewhere. Actually, there is a green light for me, but then there's a yellow light here, and I believe the yellow light for this next track over. But yes, Odo Common and the HX area, those are being completely rebuilt. So here is a satellite photo that Liam highlighted in the red circle there. He's done the red for me. I don't have to worry about it. Yay. But the whole area is getting completely remodeled. So there's 3 depots. There's actually 3 depots listed in that red square. And the HX depot is for Heathrow Express train, the sidings and the gray shed on the left next to the P symbol that you see on the screen. Odo Common HST depot is the large shed and the sidings above that, and the North Pole depot is the long shed and sidings at the bottom of the picture. All of those are going to be included and remastered, I guess you could say, and completely rebuilt for this particular route. Welcome to Hayes Harlington, folks. We are about 800 yards out from Hayes Harlington, and we're going to be making our full stop. Everybody who's getting off here, please do so now, because you will have a remaster coming up. Maybe within the year, maybe for Train Sim World 6. You never know with this company, honestly, because they say things and they say things like, hey, we're going to be releasing this, and it takes them nearly a year. Now, keep in mind, we protect Liam when I say this. Liam has done a great job making the remaster, so it's really up to him when his final project is finally done. Most of it looks pretty decent and looks pretty done from the pictures I've seen, the pictures I've been sharing with you guys today, from the comments I've heard from him. So it's really a matter of just polishing the game off, doing the bug work and whatnot. And I'm personally happy to wait for a game for a whole year if it means I get a really polished Great Western Express, maybe with less bugs than the current Great Western Express has. We'll have to kind of see that and play that by ear. Let's just give them a quick honk just to make sure nobody's coming off. This happened to be the station where people fall through the floor. You can see their feet popping out at the bottom of the staircase there. With that said, let's stop our train and let's load up our next set of passengers and get us moving on to Ealing Broadway after this. So folks, we'll be right back. As usual, locking our doors. And have you ever wondered, like, you know, if your game is in sync with your video? And one of the ways you could tell is just follow the window wipers kind of like this and see what happens. It'll be kind of fun to see if that's true when I edit it. But yeah, so our next stop is Ealing Broadway. Let's stop going back and forth and just doing that little, you know, zoom mode as you're doing your little party train, right? Ealing Broadway, 5.2 miles, and then finally London Paddington for our final stop. With that said, if you remember earlier in this episode, I was talking about timetables and whether or not we will be able to see both timetables or even be able to play both games. Liam did speak to this, and I will probably quote him at this point. Liam basically said the old game is going to be dead. That's the end of it. There will be no more Great Western Express. This game that I'm driving here will probably be the last time you ever get to see this one. At least once I get through the last of the list, that will be the end, and you won't see it anymore after that. Speaking of the timetables, he did say both of the timetables will exist in-game. He claimed the old timetables had 98 HST services playable, at least from what he saw in the menu of this game that I'm playing right now. But they're in the new timetable, he's expecting they're going to be pretty close to 300 HST playable in-game. Keep in mind, over time, Great Britain has been moving away from diesel engines, have been moving more into high-speed trains, have been moving more into electric, and have been moving into battery powertrain, which we talked about a few episodes back. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. What that essentially means is we're going to be seeing less networker turbos and more HSTs, more HS2s when that finally comes out, more things like the Crosswheel, more things like the WCML, which also is releasing in Trains in World 5 in case you did not know that by now. And so what this means for anybody that's a timetable lover that loves HSTs, you're going to be able to at least drive 3 times back and forth in a given day, 3 runs each way, 3 runs each way. Okay, that's 6 runs altogether between Paddington and Reading to Paddington. So that's not a bad deal if you love HSTs and love fast trains. It's a good deal if you want to drive a 20-minute train. Something to share before we wrap up this game is we're going to also get to see the water tower and the old MK3 are being included in-game. They're going to have the steps to either side to be able to go up to the gangway. So I'm really looking forward to the fact that that's going to be in game and just an explorable area. Something I've not done enough is to be able to take the time just to wander around Trains and World and just, you know, really explore the routes and stuff. I've mostly been enjoying the train rides, and that's what I really came here for, to get on the train. But I also love the environment and the scenery, and at some point I got to do that with my game to just, you know, just take a walk. But for me, that takes for hours because I'm just one of those people that just likes to stare at everything, you know what I mean? So the good news, folks, if you guys like Journey Mode, their Journey Mode will be the same between the old Great Western Express and the new Great Western Express, so there won't be any real changes between the two. And so that means for the folks that have trouble getting Platinum Medals in certain missions, you will be able to get the Platinum Medal because this remaster will include everything that I'm doing today, and if I happen to get to upgrade, I won't have to worry about any new journey modes to actually do, so I am going to be perfectly in a good spot here with helping anybody out with their medals, with their ability to drive the Class 166 or the HST or even the Class 66. So as usual, like, subscribe, leave me comments, give me a follow, ask me your questions, whatnot, and I will see what I can do to help you out. Okay, folks, we gotta do full service here. We gotta slow down. I'm sorry, I'm about to miss Ealing Broadway. I don't want to miss Ealing Broadway. There is a wonderful picture I have of Ealing Broadway. I'm gonna try to post that here once we make our full station stop. I think I got this one. Yes, I did. Okay, honk the horn, folks, just to let them know I might not make the station. But yeah, Ealing Broadway, the way it looks now, and Ealing Broadway, the way the picture looks, it's going to be so much different, folks. I'm going to emergency brake this one because I'm going right through the line a little bit. But yeah, so this is Ealing Broadway today, and on screen you'll have the picture of Ealing Broadway of tomorrow with the remaster. And it's going to be absolutely gorgeous between the two versions of the game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing being able to come back into the Great Western Express one day, just really see the differences and the changes. And, you know, the fact that they're remastering the Great Western Express, when I do a review for this game, it's going to be probably a little bit different, knowing the remaster is going to be much improved compared to my original thoughts about the game. And I've already been changed in my thoughts in terms of my original thoughts of not even playing the game. And so I'm pleasantly surprised by Passenger Rail in the UK. I really did think this game would not be fun, and I decided to chance it. I bought it, and I decided to give it a try, and it turned out it was well worth the purchase. And so here I am driving this game. I've been driving it for a little while. There's a couple things that bother me, you know, in terms of like, oh God, another networker turbo mission. We got a long trip to go. But yeah, there's some other stuff that I'm like, yay, HST, 20 minutes, let's go. Or the Cost 66, yay, let's haul some cargo. Yay, it's going to be a little different. And so it's kind of cool to get that little variety in a mission. I don't really care for train games that just all one train and nothing else. And so I'm hoping not to encounter that in any of the games, but we'll see. I think there's a few that are going to be just kind of one type of engine deal, you know. Oh, speaking of that, we passed our AP score. So yay, we can crash in Paddington and fail the mission. No, we can't. We have to actually stop in Paddington. The Paddington stop is going to be in 5 miles. And what I may do is just kind of, if I don't have anything else new to share about the Great Western Express Remastered, I'll probably just zoom along that way. What I will have to do is save some of Liam's messages so I can share those with you on screen as we've been going along, as you've probably been seeing, just so that way I don't lose them, because it's going to be impossible to find this stuff again. Discord search is just ridiculous, folks. I did leave some stuff out. What do you know? Liam did share one more thing. So he did say that the scenery changes are going to include Reading West. I did mention Action Main Line, the Action West, Drayton Green, the Central Line Station, Asphill Yard, and then the actual playable areas are going to include Westbourne Park, Royal Oak, and Paddington Underground. So those are all going to be new areas to be able to explore in-game. And the other thing I forgot to mention is the cargo line. So you know how you have the cargo line volume 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 now they're on. All those cargo lines are going to be included in the Great Western Express Remastered, so we're going to be able to see new cargo. This is something I was saying I was going to share a little earlier. But yeah, so instead of just seeing the HKA wagons and the little gray hoppers, you're really going to be able to see a lot more cars in there. It's going to be fantastic. Bridge that I was mentioning, I couldn't find it earlier, but the bridge I was mentioning that you can stand at is going to be over at Triangle Yard. That's the one where you can cross that bridge now. So think of this bridge up there. You can cross over the bridge. You can stand on the bridge. You can watch the train go underneath you. And as the train goes underneath you, you will be able to have the train whistle at you. It's going to be really cool to have that little feature. And the idea is, again, they're going to be invisible whistle stop boards that will do this sort of thing. If you can find it, you'll know where it is, and you'll be able to kind of explore and discover a few of them that no one will probably know that he's not in there. All right, we're about a mile out from London Paddington. We're supposed to be there at 13:12 and 36 seconds, and we are there at 13:30 by the time I finally stop my train. But no, this is totally fine. We've got a 40-mile zone we're passing. We're not having to worry about a 40-mile zone. We're just going to kind of coast our way to the station. We're inordinately late, adding to the lawsuit that happened in 2015. So no worries behind that. We're just going to go ahead and doom the rest of our way. 25 miles is coming up. I believe we're going to be switching tracks because this is normally like an HST track that we're driving on here. So we're probably holding up some HST behind us. So let's go ahead and get ourselves down to 25 miles an hour so we don't have a speeding episode in this mission. I think this might be the very first mission where I have not sped at all thanks to being distracted by like positive, wonderful news. So we'll see if that's true here. I believe this is where Heathrow Airport is right out here. So this would be where some of the changes would be for some of the other locos and whatnot. I don't know. We'll have to play that by ear. But yeah, there's going to be some fun things about the game. We're going to have to see some updates on live map. We're going to have updates on fast travel. We're going to have some updates on different features of the game, like photo mode's going to have some cool updates. So I'm looking forward to some cool photo changes, I guess you can say. And we're going to have some, it's going to be really interesting to upgrade into Train Sim World 5. I think this happened to be the first Train Sim World version where I'm like, you know, I kind of want to upgrade right now. Partly because they had the free starter pack. That's partly why. Because they did that, I might be more inclined to upgrade my entire stock over, knowing that I'll get the Great Western Express Remaster completely free. That's another advantage of that too. Oh boy, we have 200 yards and I'm going a little too fast for 200 yards. So let's get myself down to 15. That's going to make me feel a little bit better. What platform are we dropping off in? Is this platform 8? It is platform 14 today. which means we have a end of the line stop, maybe? It looks like an end of the line stop. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves slowed down the rest of the way, and we're going to call this mission over as usual. As I've been saying earlier, do like, subscribe, leave me comments. I love sharing the experience with you guys, and I do appreciate the fact that you guys watch the video. Then it's real fun to kind of share some detail of the history around the trains and whatnot. And in this case, we're actually sharing future. Oh my God, I got to stop much. Oh God, wow. Okay, I was about to screw up this mission. That would be so dumb if I screwed it up like that. Ha ha ha. That would be so dumb. I don't want to be like that and have to redo this entire mission for a platinum medal. Then you guys would be like, well, he crashed into the end, so I should crash in the end too. Yay. Right, we're going to stop here. This is a good place to stop. Let's go ahead and put our brakes on. Let's put our DRA on just to make sure. We're going to unlock the right doors. This happens to be the second place we can unlock the right doors for this mission. And with that said, we probably can turn the throttle off, maybe. So let's go ahead and put full service, actually, because that's where we'll leave it. We could put the reverser on neutral to play it safe, or we could just turn it off completely, or we can put it on reverse. Normally, the train goes backwards, so we'd be turning the throttle completely off in the end and locking down our train. And with that said, I guess we don't need the cap lights anymore, do we? So we might as well turn this off and check out our final score, folks. I'm not exactly sure where these guys are going. They all came for the ride with me, and none of them left the train. Hopefully in the remaster, there are some differences here. Liam, please fix your passenger system for Great Western Express Remastered, because none of them leave the train when you get to the destination. They all want to take another train ride with me all the way back to Paddington. Actually, that's not true. Some of them here left. This lady, what's up with you? Oh, you're here too, sir. But yeah, they most of them have just kind of stuck around. Are they just beaming in now? I don't know what's going on. Let's go ahead and lock the door and see our final score. Oh God, wrong door. Lock both doors. Just lock both doors. Let's just go inside with the train. Onward to our final score, folks. Let's see what we got. No speeding in this mission. Yay, that's awesome. We have a platinum medal as usual, 12,942 AP. I don't think the AP score is changing at all because none of the journey mode stuff is changing along with it. So with that, we are done with this. Our next mission is going to be one of our final Class 66 missions. I believe there's one more after the next one. So I'm really looking forward to the last two because I personally love freight. So what can I say, right? That's one of the reasons I've been enjoying this also. So as usual, like, subscribe, leave me comments, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys. Folks, I apologize for the wonderful view outside. Thanks to the fog and thanks to this November, you can't see anything today. I could, again, get away with trying to go over here, turn off the cap lights and everything, but, that's just ridiculous. You can't see jack of anything. You can't even see out the door, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to run with the cap lights if I can ever find that's